Okay, guys, let's roll. I want to speak calmly and briefly about something that matters to the future of Advanced UK, and Advanced UK affects the future of our country, so it is important. Any rate, over the last day or so, a video has been published by Paul Thorpe, a member of Advanced UK's college, and it appears to be applying public pressure to Rupert Lowe over his lack of response to Ben Habib's offer to join Advance UK. Now, some of you might remember this video here with the caption behind it, "What do you want, Rupert?" in which I gave these reasons as to why Rupert might be waiting, yeah? Doesn't want a gifted crown, weighing independence, he's assessing internal dynamics, timings, that kind of thing. We all know what sort of job Rupert has done for this country with his reports on the grooming gangs. February the 2nd is when it really kicks off, guys, when this latest release will be made and the inquiry starts, February the 2nd. We've all seen him in Parliament. The guy's a one-man army. You see him on the chamber there, letting rip on his own. Then we see him in committee room meetings where he's totally destroying the representatives of the deep state. So I've got a lot of respect for Rupert Lowe, a lot of respect. I'm not one of those pushing for Rupert to join Advance. Rupert's doing pretty good for us with what he's doing now. I would like to see him, obviously, but it's not end of game for me if he doesn't. Now I'm going to play you a little clip from the video of Paul Thorpe. I've watched all this video. I'm just going to play the tail end of it. You can go and watch it yourselves. But, to me, it's just full of sideways, snide attacks on Rupert Lowe with a veneer of compliments thrown on top to cover it up. Let's go play it.
And he hasn't let us down, and I don't believe he would let us down. So that's where I'm at with Rupert Lowe tonight. You may agree, you may not agree. As always, you'll let me know in the comments below. But I would be interested in hearing what you've got to say. Are you now getting a little bit tired of Rupert's pontificating? Is probably the right word. Others might say poncing around, but whichever way you want to look at it. Yes, I know he's doing good things. He's involved.
See what I mean? It's full of comments like that. Yeah, I know he's doing good things. Well, anyhow, let's get back to what I was saying. You've got to bear with me, guys. I did put some notes down, but you know me. My first instinct was to to return to my attack dog days, but no, that's not what's called for now. A calm head. It's not about personalities, but being honest, I'm not a fan of Paul Thorpe myself. I'm not happy with his association with Tommy Robinson. I'm not happy with the way he cut and run to Spain for family reasons. I went through hell being attacked in this country when I was with the BNP, and I didn't cut and run, and I had the means to. No, so I'm not a great fan of Paul Thorpe's. In fact, when I heard he was joining their college, I almost walked away. Yeah, I literally almost walked away. And I said I wasn't going to do that. Anyhow, maybe we talk about that another day. No, what we've got to talk about now, guys, is standards, discipline, and unity. First off, Rupert doesn't owe anyone an immediate public reply. It's a serious decision. I showed you the different reasons that they might be in that previous video. They affect reputation, supporters, and the future and directions of movement. You know, silence, as I said in that video, doesn't mean refusal. It can mean reflection, private discussions, or simply not wanting to inflame matters in public. What concerns me is not disagreement, it's the tone and method. There were veiled digs wrapped in compliments and phrases like reply, or what was that last bit? I can't remember the bit I just played you, pouncing about, yeah? They may sound clever, but they're not helpful, are they, guys? They turn potential allies into a public problem. Now, I've had 2 messages this morning from people saying they've left Advance because UK because of Paul's video. Whether or not that's true, I don't know. I don't. This isn't theoretical harm, no, is it? This is real damage. I mean, I've told you how I feel about him, but I had to put that aside for the good of the cause. And it's real damage when people leave the party because of comments made by people like Paul Thorpe. I'm free to say what I like. I was an Advance UK member. I've said I've resigned. I don't know whether I have or not. But Paul Thorpe is a college member. He should think more carefully before he says anything at all. He says in the video that he hadn't talked to Ben about this. So how do we know what Ben and Rupert are saying in private? Paul Thorpe doesn't know. I don't know. Yeah, he should have remained silent. Anyhow, Rupert is widely respected by many people who would otherwise be natural allies of Advance UK. Yeah, he brings in a lot of support for us. I mean, I love Rupert. Who doesn't love Rupert Bear? Anyhow, publicly needling him, like Paul Thorpe done in his video, that's not going to bring unity closer. It could even push Rupert away. Yeah? I mean, do you want to be in a club? Oh, shut up, Paul. Anyhow, there's a bigger issue here, isn't there, guys? And I'm letting it slip away from me. Members of the college, like Paul, they're not just private carpenters. They're seen as speaking with institutional weight. What they say reflects on the party. Whether he intended it or not, this reflects on the party, Paul. So I think we need to ask 3 reasonable questions. I think the first question is this style of public commentary consistent with the standards expected of someone in a governing role within the party? Yeah? You shouldn't have done it, Paul. You should have remained silent. Now at this stage, you say something, I say something. You say something back and I'll come back harder, Paul. Much, much harder. I would advise you to let this one drop. Second, should sensitive matters involving alliances, leadership or negotiations be handled through official channels rather than freelance social media commentary? Yeah? Get a press officer. Third, it's time, this is a question, is it time for Advance UK to introduce clear guidance on public communications and appoint a press or communications officer so that messages are disciplined and coordinated? One of the reasons I left the BNP as a member and yet continued to support them with maybe a dozen support sites was so I could be free to speak freely, yeah? Other people, the party members, weren't free to speak at all. They had to refer all comments back to the BNP press officer. So if you want to speak the way you're speaking, Paul, resign from the party. Yeah. Anyhow, as I just said, I'll say it again. Is it time for Advance UK to introduce clear guidance on public communications, appoint a press officer, so that messages are disciplined and coordinated? This isn't about silencing debate. Advance UK is brilliant with freedom of speech of its members. We can say what we like so long as we abide by their policies. No, if we truly want unity on our side of politics, we have to behave in a way that makes unity possible. That means not doing things like Paul just done. No, trying to apply public pressure on Rupert. That was wrong. And the snide comments, yeah, they were snide comments, Paul. Look into your soul. You know they were snide. I don't think, no. I mustn't play your game. So, we don't want to be turning potential allies into public targets. We don't want to be driving members away. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, Rupert can take as long as he needs. The door's open. He'll either come through it or he won't. Saying to him, answer now or step aside isn't going to work. That's only going to alienate him. It would alienate most men. You know, parties fail, don't they? When they confuse noise with the strength. I'm trying to show restraint here, restraint, real restraint. I'm trying to be professional. So come on, Paul, let's raise our game and work for the good of our country. Leave Rupert alone. He's a big boy. I'm sure behind the scenes him and Ben are talking. And hopefully we'll hear news soon. Okay, guys, that's, well, no, let's not forget, I come from the armed forces, discipline, and then there's self-discipline. Discipline isn't a weakness. It's, we need discipline now, guys, to survive. And I said things there that perhaps I shouldn't have said. Okay, go watch Paul Thorpe's video, see what you think. Don't walk away from the party because of it. Don't turn around and start a Paul Thorpe is right, Ben should do this, or no, Paul Thorpe is wrong, he should shut his mouth up and drink his sangria in Spain. I just can't help myself. Okay, guys, you've been listening to Paul Morris, the Green Arrow.